The following contains descriptions of physical violence, sexual violence, and graphic descriptions of autopsies.
Hey listeners, welcome to episode 93 of TGIC Podcast. I'm Jillian.
And I'm Izzy.
And we are so sorry for the incredibly long pause, but we're hoping this will be like the last time we'll have to say that for a while. We were both really busy in the spring. Izzy was abroad and then I went abroad, and we've just been like really busy.
Yeah.
But now we have a lot more free time and we're like really excited to get back into podcasting. So we're hoping that we'll be back more in a routine with episodes coming out soon. But yeah, so today we will be covering the mysterious disappearance of Angela Hammond. So let's get started with some background.
Angela Marie Hammond was born on February 9th, 1971 in Clinton, Missouri, which was is a small farming town about an hour southeast of Kansas City. In 1990, Angela, who went by Angie, graduated from Montrose High School and began taking classes at Central Missouri State University. She was also working part-time as a bank clerk at Union State Bank. She was described as outgoing, kind, and very family-oriented. In November of that same year, she met and started dating Rob Schaffner, a high school senior and star athlete. Friends and family said that the two fell in love very quickly and were quote-unquote smitten with each other, which is just really cute. In January of 1991, Angie learns that she's pregnant and tells Rob. He proposes and the two become engaged and move in together shortly afterwards. They start renting a trailer home in Clinton in the spring of 1991. Just before her disappearance in April of 1991, 20-year-old Angie is happily engaged, 4 months pregnant, and continuing to take classes and work at the bank. So, by all accounts, she's just, doing really well.
Yeah, kind of every aspect of her life seemed to be good. She was happy about the pregnancy. She was happy with Rob. She was still working.
Yeah.
She was taking classes. She hadn't given up anything.
Everything had kind of clicked into place for her and Rob. And that's, really so heartwarming and makes my heart so much sadder about this case.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get into the timeline. So April 4th of 1991, Angie and Rob attend a family barbecue at Angie's mom, Marcia's house. Around 9 p.m. after the barbecue, Angie drops Rob off at his parents' house because he was going to babysit his younger brother. When she leaves, she promises to call him in a few hours. So she drops off Rob and then she goes to pick up her friend Kyla. She picks up her friend Kyla and they just, drive around town and chat for a couple hours, which is it's one of my favorite things. When Izzy and I are home on breaks and stuff, that's our favorite thing to do. That's so 20-year-old girl coded.
Yeah, it's it's quintessentially the best thing ever, listening to music, windows down. And it was a spring night and she just gotten back from a barbecue. I'm so sure that vibes were high.
Yeah, catching up on whatever's going on in your lives, with your best friend, driving around, so much fun.
Stop, Jill, you're about to make me cry. Jillian and I haven't seen each other in real life. It's too long at this point, so when we talk about stuff like this, it just makes me sad.
Yeah, I was yeah, when Izzy and I used to be home on breaks.
Yeah, when we used to see each other literally every day, and I would drive you to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Sorry, the story is not about us.
It's not about us. It's about Angie. But wow. Anyways.
So after they drive around for a couple hours, afterward, Angie drops Kyla back off at her house, and around 11:15, Angie stops at a payphone outside of the Food Barn store in the town square area of Clinton to call Rob. So the two had originally had plans to meet up again that night at Angie's parents' house, but Angie tells Rob that she's just really tired and she's just gonna head home instead, and so he's like, yeah, okay, no worries. At 11:45, the two are still on the phone, which is kind of nuts to me, not because that's a long time to be on the phone. It's obviously not. People talk on the phone forever now, but damn, that's committed. You're standing outside. It's one thing nowadays when you're on the phone with someone and it's you're in the comfort of your own home. She's standing outside on the phone.
And also, if she was tired and wanted to go to bed, I'm sorry, but 11:45 is late for me.
Oh, yeah. I 11:45?
Oh, I did too. Like my phone is on do not disturb 9:30 p.m. Like I am comfy cozy in my sheets asleep by 11:40 most nights.
So,
So
like,
like
they clearly were smitten with each other because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think any man would have me standing outside talking on the phone for half an hour.
no. And did they live together at this point? Or was it
Yeah, they
unclear
did.
like where she
But
was?
he was
Yeah.
like, he was babysitting his brother, so that's why he wasn't like gonna be
Mm.
back that night, I think.
But yeah, I don't know. Just baffling. Like you gotta be like so down bad to be like
Yeah,
at a payphone trying to call home
yeah, literally.
in the middle of the
Like,
night.
that's some dedication I think that people have really lost since the 90s.
Oh my god, yeah. Can't even get a text back nowadays. Now it's like so God.
But
Anyways.
yeah, so at 11:45, the two are still on the phone when Angie notices a car pull into the nearby empty parking lot and start like kind of circling around. Um, and then it eventually like circles around a couple times and then leaves after a couple minutes. So she mentions this to Rob just because she kind of thought it was weird, like I mean, it is weird. And she described the car as being like an older model, like 60s or 70s, green Ford pickup truck with a decal of a fish on the rear window, which is like really specific. Like that's a really like
So
solid
specific.
car. Um, and then she described the driver as a filthy bearded man.
Ugh. Okay,
Yeah,
well, honestly, like, props to her. Like, her survival instincts kicked in so fast that she
yeah.
was, like, describing everything
No, I
about the
know.
situation, which is
Like
so
she had good
impressive.
instincts to like describe all that
Hmm.
because that's like a lot of solid information. Like,
A lot.
but also like clear. I mean, yeah, that goes to show like how scary that would be because like that is scary. If I saw a truck circle around it in the empty parking lot where I was with a filthy bearded man driving it, yeah, I'd be really
I,
scared.
I mean, I think that honestly, the scariest part of that whole thing is the fish decal on the back window.
Why?
Like,
Why is that scary?
I don't know. That just terrifies me. Like,
I mean, like, I kind of agree. I think it adds to the whole, like, I think just in collection with each other, it's like the older pickup truck with the fish decal, and then like a filthy bearded man is driving it. Like, all together,
yeah.
that is just like,
Like, ugh, like, I don't know. And like, how many times have you been out and about where you see people like that and you're like scared? Like, I feel like I see people in pickup trucks half the time and I'm already a little bit scared.
yeah, I don't even have to see who's driving that. Just,
No?
which is like, I do live in like, I like live outside of Atlanta, Georgia now, so like you see pickup trucks quite often where I live. But like
Yeah,
dead ass, it's just like it's a scary car. Like you can do a lot with a pickup truck, like transport bodies.
that's true. Yeah,
And
it's
no
just
one
very
else's mind probably
intimidating.
goes there, but I think about it a lot.
Yeah, especially like those lifted trucks. Like, I feel like sometimes you're overcompensating a bit for something, maybe. Sorry.
Are there a lot of pickup trucks up north?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, well, where I am, like, I'm in
Yeah, well that's the thing.
rural.
It's like if you go about like 10 minutes outside Athens, it gets real rural real fast. Like
Yeah, I mean, if you're in any rural area, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of pickup
there's
trucks.
like so many pickup trucks. I think like
Yeah.
everybody I work with probably drives a pickup truck.
Really?
Yeah, like low-key when I see people like pull up to the restaurant and stuff that I work at, like it's always in a pickup truck.
Hmm.
I don't personally drive a pickup truck. I don't know if I could hoist myself into one actually. I think I might be too short.
I mean, I think it would honestly be so baller to drive a pickup truck, and I think at one point in my life, maybe I will have a pickup truck,
I have
but
a
not
friend
like
that
a.
drives one and like when she drives it, it's pretty baller. Like it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
You see like a young woman like get out of a pickup
Yeah.
truck, you're like, hell yeah. Like,
Yeah.
okay. Anyways, we're so off topic.
So off topic. Cool when a 21-year-old girl drives a pickup truck. Filthy bearded
Hmm.
man, scary.
No.
So she's describing this guy to Rob because like she definitely finds this very weird. Um, and he kind of thinks it's weird too, but the guy leaves, so they just kind of like go back to what they were talking about, kind of ignore it. A few minutes later, though, the truck comes back into the parking lot and the driver gets out of the car. And he walks over to the payphone next to Angie and then returns to his car to get a flashlight and look for something. So Rob overhears when he walks back to the car, Rob overhears Angie ask, like, if he needs to use the phone. Like, I guess he went over to the other one, and then because he walked away, like, Angie maybe thought, like, that other one was broken, so she was like, oh, do you need to use this one? So Rob overhears that, and the guy says no. So Angie starts to feel a little bit worried because, like, this is weird. The guy's just kind of, like, walking back and forth. He came back. Like, he's just creepy looking. Like, so she starts describing the man actually in more detail to Rob. She was like, he's a white guy. He's wearing overalls. He has a baseball hat on. And he's just, like, very dirty and has, like, a beard. Like,
Oh my
again.
God, terrifying.
It just keeps getting creepier. Then, like, she describes this guy to Rob, and then the next thing Rob hears is Angie scream over the phone, and the man says, I didn't need to use the phone anyway. And then the line just goes dead.
That's literally a horror movie.
Yo, it's so creepy. It's so scary. So Rob immediately gets in his car and drives towards the payphone, which was like, he was only like 7 blocks away. So he like immediately gets in his car to like drive over there. While he's driving there, he passes the truck that Angie had described, like the older green Ford with the fish decal, and he sees like a passenger leaning over the driver yelling his name, and he is like pretty sure this is Angie because someone's like yelling Robbie, trying to get his attention. So he goes to make a sharp turn so he can follow the truck, but his car's transmission actually fails. So he gets out of his car, he tries to follow the truck on foot, but he couldn't keep up. Eventually the truck just drives out of sight, and Rob was left completely stranded.
Oh my God. That is like, I can't even imagine how gut-wrenching that is. Like your pregnant girlfriend in a truck, and your fiance. Sorry,
Yeah.
pregnant fiance, and your car is what, like, the failing is the reason that you can't get to her. Like, because if his transmission hadn't failed, like, I'm sure that he probably would have been able to, like,
I know. At least like keep up and call the police. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like a really like sad what if situation.
Yeah.
So around midnight, Rob is able to hitchhike back to town and go to the police station to report what he saw in Angie's abduction. When he tells the story, police have like serious doubts and think Rob is making it up. Probably because the story is actually so insane. Like,
yeah,
I don't blame the police for being like, yeah, dude, you're full of shit. Like,
especially like all the details that he heard over the phone too. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, it sounds insane, and like you said, it sounds like a horror movie when he was like, I didn't need to use the phone anyway, and then like drives off with her. Like,
yeah,
that's terrifying. So the police are like really doubting this, but their opinion starts to change when they go to find like Rob's car, and it's exactly like where he said it was gonna be, and like his transmission is broken just like he said. So, like, part of his story, they're able to check out, and they start to, like, buy that this is legitimate. So, Angela is officially deemed a missing person, and the investigation begins. So, on April 7th of 1991, police and over 150 volunteers conduct a widespread search for Angie across Clinton and Henry counties in Missouri. Unfortunately, they were not able to find any trace of her. On April 10th, 1991, the FBI becomes involved in the case, which I must say is like very fast, actually. Like, they were able to get an investigation started very fast, which I feel like is not always the case, especially when like the police kind of doubted the story at first, but like pretty quickly it turned around, police started an investigation, and the FBI becomes involved within like the first week, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, but think about like the victim profile. Like, she's pregnant, newly engaged, young white woman. Like, I think it, especially in the area that it took.
No, I feel like even still, like, I think that there are a lot of times when like she's from a rural area where that kind of might like get like swept under, like, you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah,
but it's good, they got involved quick. So the FBI gets involved and questions Rob and Angie's ex-boyfriend, Bill Barker. They were both administered polygraphs, but the FBI did not share these results. But pretty quickly after, Rob was officially cleared as a suspect, and you don't really hear much about Angie's ex-boyfriend, so it's pretty safe to assume I think they were both cleared as suspects within like the first week of the investigation.
That's good.
So on April 15th, 1991, the Missouri Rural Crime Squad joins the investigation, which is just like a private crime investigation organization type thing. Their main focus is trying to find this truck that Angie described to Rob on the phone. And because, like, again, she was so astute and, like, was able to describe it in so much detail, like, they have pretty high confidence. Like, that's a pretty specific truck. I mean, even down to, like, it has a decal on it. Like, it should be fairly not easy to locate, but definitely easier than, like, if all she had said was a black car, like.
Yeah. Or if she hadn't said anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On April 18th of 1991, police in the Missouri Rural Crime Squad asked the public to check their properties for any sign of Angela, looking for the car in particular. The next day, after this turned up no clues, the Missouri Rural Crime Squad announced that that would be the end of their search, which I must say is a little half-assed. Like, I don't really know what the point of that was. Also, it was like they didn't actually do anything. They just asked the public to look. And then, like, also, if you're trying to hide something, you're not going to come forward with that information. Like, that I was a little confused on that. I was like, that seems a little dumb. I don't feel like we got a lot done there.
No, like, if you're going through the trouble of abducting a woman in, like, the middle of, like, a square, like, nobody's gonna come forward and be like, oh, you know what, I actually did do that. So,
oh, look, this truck is parked in my backyard. Sorry, I, like, literally can't speak. But I'm like, the truck's in my backyard. What a coincidence, because then you're just a suspect, like.
Yeah, because then you're immediately the main suspect.
Yeah, like, obviously no one's coming forward, or, like, they're not just gonna, like, I don't know what they thought they were gonna find out of this, but, like, clearly it didn't do anything. I don't know what they thought it was gonna do, but, so police have continued over, like, the last 35 years to look into various theories, but Angie Hammond has never been located. And this case just continues to run cold for a multitude of reasons. They didn't have any modern day advanced technology tracking, so like phone records, cell phone tracking, all that stuff. Like there was no like CCTV footage in the area, or like, red light cameras. Like there was just none of the like modern day stuff we have now to be able to like track her location or the car's location. There was also no secondary crime scene or any physical evidence which would tie a suspect to the disappearance. And it is apparent that Angie was taken quickly to a different location where it is assumed that other nefarious aspects of the case unfolded, but to this day it is unclear. So, like so many cases before, it seems that Angie and her unborn child just disappeared without a trace. Like, they have not been able to find any sort of evidence. All they have is the description of the guy and the description of the car.
Wow. I mean, like, I feel like every time we cover a case like this, or whenever I, like, listen to a podcast about a case like this, it's just, like, your brain is, like, turning. When people just disappear with no trace, especially, like, in pretty modern day. Like, the 90s is still, like, pretty modern.
Yeah, it's not ancient times, like.
No. Like, I mean, it makes sense she was in a rural area, like, for there not to be, like, security cameras and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not surprised by that. But, like, still, like, disappearing without a trace is hard.
I know, just, like, no trace, like, nothing got dropped. The car was never sighted again. There was no sightings of her, like.
Yeah, just baffling. So baffling. Yeah. And with all that information, we're gonna get into some suspects and theories. More just theories for this case. But this is the first case in a while where we've had, like, two really solid theories that I'm excited, like, not excited. It's, like, not exciting to talk about stuff like this. It's, like, whatever. Like, sometimes we gotta be serious, whatever. But I am, like, interested to talk about this and see what you think about these. So the first one is a possible serial killer. So theories have swirled about what happened to Angie, obviously, disappearing without a trace, While it's possible that she could have been targeted by a random predator when they saw a young woman alone on the phone at night, I think, and a lot of other people believe, that the disappearance is linked to a potential serial killer. The abduction was relatively seamless and calculated. Like, the abductor knew how to get her off the phone and in his truck quickly. So, like, I mean, obviously this doesn't point to a serial killer necessarily, but I feel like the person who did this knew what they were doing, at least to some level. maybe like
Agree.
they'd
That's
done
what I
this
was going to say
before.
about like the no trace thing too earlier. Just that it kind of seems like whoever did this had maybe done it before, just in the sense that like, nothing got dropped or left behind. There was like
Yeah,
no mistakes. It was a pretty seamless, and then no sightings ever again.
exactly. And also just like he was able to get her into the car so quickly, like in a span of like not that like less than
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, and also, I mean, she was in the Midwest during the 1990s. Let's be real. There's most definitely a possibility that
Yeah.
there were active serial killers in the area.
Yeah. Like there
Um,
most certainly were.
yeah. There were also a few sources that I read that discussed like other disappearances and murders of women in the days following or not days, but months following and leading up to Angie's disappearance. Some sleuths and also detectives involved in the case believe that there is a serial killer targeting younger women in Missouri at the time. So, January 19th, 1991, a few months before Angie's disappearance in Max Creek, Missouri, Trudy Darby, a 42-year-old woman, was working alone at a convenience store. After calling her son to let him know that someone was loitering outside and just like creeping her the fuck out, he hurries to the store to like help her or to comfort her, and he finds it completely abandoned. After just 10 minutes, Trudy had completely vanished. 2 days later, Trudy's body is found at a nearby riverbank, and she had been shot twice in the head.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and also kind of weird connection with the phone call
Yeah.
thing. February 28th, a month after Trudy's murder, in Nevada, Missouri, which is about 70 miles from where Trudy was murdered, Cheryl Ann Kenny, a 30-year-old woman, was reported missing. Cheryl had also vanished from a convenience store where she had worked, and she has not been seen or heard from again. Detective Parsons, who investigated Angie's case, believes that the three women could be connected, and if one case is solved or has a break, it could lead to the other two being solved or just getting more information. And I think that, honestly, it sounds like it's totally possible that these are connected. I
Yeah,
don't know
well,
what you think.
especially if Trudy was the first case in like a line of pattern cases, it would make sense that would be like the one that was a little bit more different, like where there was a body found. Like they always say like serial killers, like they get cleaner with their methods as they go. So like that would make sense that like, he would get better at covering up a crime as he progressed.
Yeah.
But both situations are really like all three of those situations are similar, just in this like, I mean, the phone call thing is just a really like creepy coincidence, but just the sense like
Yeah.
women like alone in like a remote area in Missouri and like they just disappear.
Vanishing.
Yeah.
And I think, yes, like, obviously Angie didn't work at a convenience store and she was like outside at a payphone, but like at the same time, if the same serial killer was just driving by and saw
Yeah.
her, saw that
I mean, she was
alone,
outside of like the town square at night, which is like,
yeah,
it was the town square, but like presumably for like a rural town in Missouri at like 11:30 at night, it was probably pretty empty.
yeah,
Which is like, pretty similar situation to like a convenience store that's like not busy, not like no one's in there.
yeah. And it's also, I don't know, I guess just like thinking about modern day, if you go into a convenience store, I swear to God, there are 50 cameras everywhere. Like at gas stations, like I feel like every time I go in there, it's like boom, 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 like every corner has like a camera in it.
Yeah.
And I think that like just the fact that neither of these convenience stores had cameras and women were literally abducted from their jobs and then disappeared is so insane to me. Like, so similarly to Angie, like clearly this person was skilled. Maybe they were pretty suave and they knew how to like lead women to come with them or something. I don't know. But I feel like...
See, that's where I disagree with you based on the description. Like, I think that
Really?
whoever this person, like, yeah, because of Angie's description was, like, he was filthy, he had a beard, he creeped her out from the start, and then
True.
You said in Trudy, like, when Trudy was on the phone with her son, she like,
out.
said there was, like, a creepy guy loitering. Like, I definitely think he's just, like, a really, like, creepy guy, and, like...
Yeah. he works fast.
Yeah, he
Because,
works, like, because he scares people.
yeah, because it's also, like, the fact that there was no evidence found at the two, like, convenience store crime scenes where
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like the women were just, like, picked up and taken out of there is, I don't know, just so
Mm-hmm.
scary. So
Yeah.
scary. Um, anyways, so the next theory is mistaken identity. This is a pretty new one. I think 2021 was when this theory really popped up. So, 30 years after Angie's disappearance, the Clinton, Missouri Police Department shared to Facebook that they refused to give up on the case and that they continue to look for answers. One of the active leads that they were investigating originated from the region of the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. During a court hearing for a large illegal drug operation, a confidential informant came forward. The informant had received a letter, which appeared to be a ransom note that looked basically like the most quintessential ransom note that you've ever seen. It was like on a white piece of paper with like numbers cut out, no punctuation. Like it
Yeah.
looked like quote unquote ransom note if you like looked it up online.
Yeah.
The note addressed the informant by the specific number that was associated with him for the court case in order to keep his identity a secret. So, like, confidential informants get, like, a number, like, number 2, number 4, whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, the person who wrote this note, like, knew their number and knew where to send it, which is just scary. But anyways.
Oh, yeah, that is really scary.
Yeah. It mentions the informant's estranged wife by her first name and his daughter Angela, who were both living in Clinton, Missouri at the time. The letter was sent on April 4th, 1991, the same night that Angie went missing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. The letter read, quote, "Hello, number blank. We know who you are. No blank people like you deserve what you get. We know where your foxy daughter is, and she will see us soon. Tell blank she has our deepest sympathy in her further loss. Goodbye, blank." So the person who sent the letter used names, which is the blanks, obviously, that I said. Horrible grammar. So that's why it was so hard for me to freaking read it. But yeah, so creepy. Also, why are you calling someone's daughter Foxy? I think that's really also just gross, but anyways.
Yeah.
Investigators believe that some members of the criminal organization associated with the big drug bust took the informant's daughter as a form of sick and twisted payback.
How old was the daughter?
I'm not sure. I didn't see, it didn't say in the source. But apparently the informant's daughter had some resemblance to Angie Hammond, thus leading to her mistaken abduction. So there was just like bits and pieces of information about this that weren't mentioned. So I don't know if the informant, I don't know if his daughter actually went missing too. I don't think she did.
Yeah.
Because I think what they're saying is that this letter
he got a
received,
ransom note, but his daughter was never kidnapped, so it's
yeah, exactly. So they're like, oh, they might have taken Angie, thinking that
and if they looked kind of similar, lived in the same pretty small area,
town, yeah, then that makes sense.
If they looked pretty similar, they were probably pretty close in age. Also that would explain when the guy he got out of the car, walked over there, and then went back. You know what I mean? Maybe it was to check. And he was wrong.
He just did a bad job.
Yeah. Honestly, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, the coincidence of this guy getting a ransom note the same day she went missing about his daughter, Angie, who lived in the same town and looked kind of similar.
Yeah, is really
just what are the chances?
Damning. Yeah, because it's okay. But then, there are a lot of things that I have questions about. Because, for example, let's say that they had a yearbook and were trying to find, an Angie that fit the same description. Wouldn't they know this guy's last name or, the last name that his daughter would have to, cross-check that? If they have his, number for a trial.
Okay, but maybe maybe they don't have the last name. You said that they referred to his wife by her first name, right?
True. And she was also estranged, so maybe she had changed her last name.
Yeah, and then like all they had was his number and address, which is like they might not have the name.
That's true. And I
Like it
mean,
is
like,
possible
yeah, like
because
if
they
you're.
addressed him by his confidential informant number, not his
Mhm.
name, too.
Yeah, and it's also like, think about, I don't know, if you get a picture and it's like, okay, petite white girl around this age with brown hair. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I feel like she fits that description. And it's also, but the one thing, I'm like, okay, this big drug ring, if they're going through the trouble of, like, kidnapping a girl for ransom, or not even for, they didn't even say that they wanted money.
Yeah,
It
I
was
am
just like,
confused about like what the ransom note exactly was for.
yeah, because they were like, oh, tell your wife good, like, sorry for
It
her
is kind of
sorrows or
like
whatever.
just like scare tactic-y. Like they're not really asking for anything.
Exactly. And it's also like maybe it was like just payment for whatever, but I don't know.
Hmm.
But why would you send the creepiest guy possible in a truck with a fish decal on the back of it to go get this girl? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In
that is like
overalls. Jesus,
like we
like
were
that's
talking
bizarre.
everything else about the crime is pretty clean. Like everything happens very quickly and like
Hmm.
obviously like vanished without a trace. But like yeah, why would you like send the creepiest looking motherfucker? Like
To go get this young
yeah,
girl.
that is a good point. I didn't really think about that. Like with a very distinctive car.
Yeah, and distinctive look. And why was he
Yeah.
filthy?
Yeah.
Like,
Another good question.
I mean,
Could have
okay, let
taken
me
a
say,
shower. Like,
yeah, I could have taken a shower before your big kidnapping
yeah.
operation that you've
Like, that
been.
is a good point, though, because if it is like this huge drug ring, like, you would think that this guy's not really giving like professional.
No.
I mean, I don't know what professional kidnapper like gives, but I don't think that's it.
And also, I'm really curious about like what this type of drug ring was. You know what I mean? Because I actually watched the show Ozark. Really good,
Mm.
if
I think my
anybody's
parents
interested in
did
it.
that.
Yeah, my parents watched it, and that's why I watched it. It's very much like a parent show. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? I think Jason Bateman is in it, which, anyways. So you don't think Jason Bateman is fine?
I do not.
Okay, never mind. Anyways. But the people who are involved in the drug operations in the Ozarks in that show kind of fit this description.
Oh,
You know
so
what
if
I
we
mean?
if we take Ozark as fact,
If we take Ozark as fact, as first-hand information that informs our speculation about this case, maybe it does make sense.
if we treat it like a documentary,
Exactly. But yeah, so I actually don't know. Because it's like, what type of drug operation was this? Are we talking about like large scale, like narcos type shit? Or are we talking like Ozark, like people are selling it out of their like RV, like selling meth?
I mean, it
And it's
must have been
just
big enough though, like that they had like a confidential informant and stuff.
that
You know
they
what
had
I
a
mean?
confidant.
Like they had a confidential informant. Like that's a big
Yeah.
deal. Like
It is a big
They
deal.
have to care about it enough. Like
Yeah, I mean, clearly they're scrappy. Like, maybe this guy was just. Sorry. We're really not taking this serious enough. I'm so sorry.
it was you going, they're scrappy.
they're, well, he is pretty scrappy. Maybe they got their scrappiest guy for the job. They were like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good name for him. I'm making up a fake name for this guy that I don't know. Anyways, they were like, "Oh, Keith, like you are the guy who would do this like the fastest, like I don't know, could scare someone from a mile away." Maybe
Yeah.
that was like their tactic.
They're trying, yeah.
They're trying.
Both of these theories, I will say, like, yeah, I have some doubts about both of them, but they're also pretty well supported. Like, I feel like normally
Yeah.
I lean pretty heavily towards a certain theory, and this one, it's like I kind of buy both of them.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it is. Usually, our theories are kind of flimsy, very speculative. But I feel like both of these are supported by, like, the police
Yeah.
and, like,
The
what
other thing
they're
too
doing.
about the confidential informant, like mistaken identity, that theory, is that like they waited until the 30th anniversary to release that, which like they definitely thought that there was some, like, substance to it, just, like, that they held on to it, like, kept it secret for a while, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they also, like, in the Facebook post when they shared this, they were like, they released a statement which pleaded for the note senders to follow up with police, even if it was anonymously, because they just wanted to get some sort of answer about it.
Yeah.
But this also is like, why was there no follow-up? If they sent that note, took Angie, like, do you think that they would have killed her just to stop? Like, if they realized, oh my god, this is the wrong person, killed her so she wouldn't talk about it?
I mean, yeah, like, what were they gonna do, return her? Like, that sounds really, like, fucked up to say, like, I know that does, but, like, if these are, like, some, like, drug people that are, like, willing to kidnap a girl, yeah, they're probably willing to kill her if they realize they got the wrong one.
That's true.
Because otherwise it's like she knew too much, like, they can't just, like...
They can't just let her go.
Yeah, like...
Especially since there's this, like, court hearing going on. Like,
yeah, like, there's clearly a big investigation into this. Like, now they've just, like... Yeah. Like, all she's gonna do is go tell, like, everything she knows, like...
Yeah. Like, that would not have helped them whatsoever, so... Yeah. I don't know. Like, this case is so sad, and it also, like... I think what makes me so much sadder about it, well, number one, that she was pregnant and that her life was going so well at that point.
Yeah.
But the fact that she was so, like... She was describing what he looked like, the situation, his car, like, she knew that something bad was about to happen. And, like, somewhere she was like, I just need all this information out there, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was the disappearance of Angela Hammond. Yeah, sorry, I'm actually, like, sad, like, I like really, like, this is like a really tough case, or maybe it's like we haven't covered a case in a while too, so this one's been really impactful. But yeah, make sure to listen to our other episodes and follow us on Instagram at tgic.podcast. Bye.